Is gaming this generation going better than gaming last generation so far? What is good, everybody? I'm back again, and today I'm going to give you my thoughts on the current state of gaming. Keep in mind that this is Black Ops 2 commentary for now. I just threw in some gameplay footage I found on my hard drive. Eventually you'll see some Modern Warfare 1 gameplay. But yeah, just to let y'all guys know about that. So before I start off talking about the systems of the 8th generation, I will talk about this generation starting off compared to last, with the Red Ring of Death, the PS3 starting off slow, and of course the Wii only doing me justice for at least 3 years or so. I personally think that this generation is starting off better than last. I think that this generation, although it hasn't brought anything spectacular to the table, we really haven't seen that much of issues like hardware failure or slow starts, well, except the Wii U, I guess. But I think this generation is starting off a lot better compared to last generation, because like I said earlier, with the Xbox 360 issues, the PS3 with its lack of games and lack of software, and of course the Wii only doing people justice for at least 3 years or so, I just think this generation's going off in a better way, starting off better than last generation. But anyway, let's talk about the systems. So first system I want to talk about is the 3DS. The 3DS made a huge comeback since it launched. When it launched, a lot of people just shrugged it off, saying it wasn't really that good. I wasn't really interested at first, but eventually price drop came, a bigger version, 3DS XL came, and of course the games started to pile up. We got Mario Kart 7, Link Between Worlds, Ocarina of Time 3D, Donkey Kong, Pokemon X and Y, games like that, Fire Emblem Awakening, games like that started to come out, and it really pushed the 3DS to becoming probably the best-selling console, best-selling platform in this generation. And like I said, I wasn't really interested in the 3DS at first because I kind of lost taste for portable gaming. Eventually I got an iPod Touch and eventually an iPhone, and I just played games on those. But now, as I'm older, I don't really have the niche to play games on the phone or tablets or iPads, whatever you call them, because one, they take up too much space on my phone, and they're really not that fun, they're really not that good. Most of these games are made for, you know, casuals who really don't take gaming seriously and just play a game just to kill time. But, you know, with the 3DS, while that was kind of Nintendo's focus, I feel like their games have a lot more meaning. There's more story based, or like games like Zelda or Fire Emblem, and even games that are not story based, games that are basically meant to kill time, are a lot better, like Mario Kart and games like that. So I just feel like the 3DS is probably, if you want a portable gaming console, I feel like the 3DS is the way to go. Next console I want to talk about is the PS Vita. The PS Vita is the so-called competitor of the 3DS. I wouldn't even call it competition, because the 3DS is getting smoked in terms of sales by the 3DS. But here's my view on the Vita. The Vita, in terms of specs, I personally think the Vita is probably the most innovative handheld in terms of specs that I've in gaming history since the Game Boy, honestly. Like, that thing is pretty powerful, and that's also part of the reason I believe that's a commercial flop for Sony. It's basically safe to say the Vita is a flop, guys. I mean, you can talk about in the comment section as much as you want, saying the PS Vita is better than the 3DS, and specs wise I agree, it is better than the 3DS, but the thing is a flop. And it's not because the system itself sucks. it's actually because the system why it's not selling. The system is so powerful for a small device that there's really not a lot of developers who would want to develop for it because of its powerful hardware. Because normally people make games for, you know, all portable systems, but considering the fact that the 3DS is weaker and cheaper to use, cheaper and you know what I'm saying, they'll most likely want to develop for that. Plus, it has a bigger install base, so that's part of the reason why the PS Vita doesn't really catch my eye that much. Another thing about it is that the games that are for the Vita, I would rather just play on my PC or my consoles. Nintendo, like I said earlier, we're trying to go for kind of like what the smartphones and tablets do. Give you something to put in your pocket, play it, and then eventually just turn it off and put it back in your pocket or your purse or whatever you do. The Vita, on the other hand, is more of like kind of like a PS3 on the go. I mean, they have games like Killzone and Call of Duty, and those are the type of games I would play on my Xbox, PlayStation, whatever. So I personally think that what Sony needs to do is take a different approach with the Vita, or just scrap it and just get out of the hardware industry altogether. Because even though the PSP did do pretty well, I think it sold like 80-something million units. It didn't even come close to the DS. I'm sorry, it never even came close to the DS. The DS still smoked that thing, and it did well. The PSP did well, but it couldn't come close to the DS. Because if there's one market Nintendo always dominates for the past 25 years, it's the hardware. The portable gaming market. Man, I am messing up my words today. The portable gaming market is where Nintendo always dominates. It's been that way ever since the Game Boy. So I think the Vita really has no shot at competing with the 3DS. It might get a few sales, it might do well eventually, but I just don't think it'll compete with the 3DS. I think a lot of people agree with me on that. Alright, so now we're getting to the home consoles, and the first console I'm going to talk about is the Wii U. Now, unlike the 3DS, the Wii U is... the Wii U. Nintendo, when the Wii U first came out, I was a little skeptical on it. Didn't look really that interesting to me, per se. It definitely wasn't something... Definitely I wasn't going to say I'm going to give up my Wii to get it, no. But eventually I played Mario Brothers U, and I liked the game. And honestly, if I had to pick, now that all three consoles are out, if I had to pick a second console behind my PS4, it would most likely be a Wii U. The Wii U, although it's been struggling, it's seen better days for the past few months with the release of Mario Kart 8. But, you know, I really have a lot of love for Nintendo's first party consoles, and most of their first party games on Wii U are pretty fun. The Mario games are fun. The Mario games are fun. Wind Waker was pretty fun. So honestly, I would want to get a Wii U over an Xbox One any day, possibly even over a gaming PC. I mean, I'll most likely get a gaming PC whenever, but I mean, the Wii U is definitely probably my second console I would buy, because one, I already have a PlayStation 4, so I can just get that for the third party games. And of course, with games like Mario Kart 8 and Smash Bros, two of the favorite games I really love to play. I'm really interested in getting a Wii U, and their E3 really convinced me on getting a Wii U, because I think Nintendo had the best conference. I think they did a way better job than Sony and Microsoft, and I personally think that the Wii U is about to see some better days. Now, I think the Wii U, in terms of sales, I think the Wii U will probably go down the same route as the GameCube and the N64. The N64 sold around 40 to 30 million units. and the GameCube probably sold around 25 million. So in between those two numbers, I'd say that's where the Wii U will finish off. And honestly, I think Nintendo should probably discontinue it, I'd say 2017, 2018, somewhere around that. It just depends on how the next few months go, next year goes with the Wii U, because obviously there's a lot of games that have not come out for it yet. But yeah, the Wii U is seeing better days, and I think it'll eventually see better days. And yeah, I want to get one. I'm very interested in getting one. So yeah, that's it for the Wii U, and now I'm going to talk about the PC. PC is the PC. It's always going to do well. It's always going to be successful. It's always going to be the best platform to game on. It's a lot more convenient now than it was back in the day. I'm very interested in playing a PC because I personally believe that in order to be really serious about gaming, I think the PC is the way to go, because I swear some of these PC people, they take gaming really seriously. Like they'll do anything to keep their PC as top notch as possible so they can have the best gaming experience possible. Gameplay wise, graphics wise, whatever. They take gaming seriously. Now, one of the main reasons why I didn't really care that much for PC gaming is because majority of the people I interact with, friends or YouTubers or whatever, they mostly game on consoles like 360s and PlayStations and all that. But the past few months and months, a lot of people are turning to the PC. And honestly, I would get into a PC, but eventually I would just have to buy all the consoles I want, and there's really only one, honestly, and that's the Wii U. But really, the Wii U and gaming PC are probably the two things I really am interested in buying, along with the 3DS. So yeah, PC is the PC. It's always going to do well. It's always going to be out there. It's always going to be the best platform to game on. There's over 75 million plus Steam accounts, and it's growing rapidly. So yeah. Moving on, PlayStation 4. I've had the PS4 for 7 months now, and it really hasn't disappointed. There were a few, but it wasn't really a lot to just say, man, forget PlayStation, I don't like it. When Sony first unveiled the PS4, I originally said I want to get this thing because they did a great job presenting it at first. They kind of disappointed this year at E3, but honestly they really didn't have to, because I feel like they didn't really have to show anything really that spectacular, because they already have this thing in the bag, in my opinion. No fanboyism coming here, but I just feel like if you are personally still gaming on last gen hardware and you're looking into a next gen console, I'm sorry guys, the PlayStation 4 is the way to go. That is, if you're a real gamer, hardcore type gamer, then the PS4 is honestly the way to go. It's definitely the best console of choice at this point in time for next gen gaming. In terms of consoles, the PS4 is the way to go. It's the closest thing you're going to get to a high-end PC when it comes to consoles. It's the PS4. The only real problem I have with the PS4 is exclusives. The exclusive games that have come out for PlayStation 4, and I'm pretty sure there have been 4 of them. One of them stand out. You got Killzone Shadowfall, which was terrible. You got Knack, which I haven't really played, but I heard that it's really not that good either. You have MLB The Show, which is fun, awesome game. And then that one PlayStation 4 game that really stands out exclusive wise is Infamous. And that game is amazing, but it's short. So, and yes, exclusive games have been shown, and we know they're coming. It's just a matter of when. So PlayStation 4 is going to have the best console exclusives. It's just knowing when they're going to happen, because we know they're coming. It's just when they're gonna happen, and if they're gonna be good. That's another thing. So we'll see. Last but definitely not least, maybe for some of you guys, the Xbox One. The Xbox One, when it first was announced, it was a total disaster. I know most of these companies go through what I call, and what some YouTubers call, I'm pretty sure Thunder called it this, it's called a third console curse. Nintendo went through it with the N64, Sony went through it with the PS3, and Microsoft's going through it right now with the Xbox One. It's their third console, and it's the third console curse. There's really not that much support for it. Exclusive wise, it's really not, besides Halo and I guess Crackdown and Gears, that's really not a lot to actually think about getting an Xbox One. But hopefully Microsoft pans their issues out. I'm not really interested in one, but hopefully they pan their issues out and they can turn it around. So yeah, not interested in the Xbox One at this moment, but maybe I will be later in the future. But that's about it for this video, for my current state of gaming. Hopefully these companies can take the problems, turn them around, and make us gamers fall in love with gaming again, or fall deeper in love with gaming, or whatever you want to call it. So yep, that's about it for this commentary. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Comment, how do you think gaming is going this generation? You think it's going good or bad? Subscribe if you haven't already for more commentaries and let's plays. I will catch you guys on the flip. Thanks for watching.